Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Struggling Hunters. We're working hard every day to do the best we can do and uh, try to make good content for you guys. Probably not a strong start there, but we're doing the thing. And tonight, we're probably going to have a little bit of a shorter podcast than normal. Some of you are probably going to be relieved by that. Some of you probably be bummed out, but we're going to go and hit the road running anyway and talk about a few things. Now, I guess before we start getting into the meat and potatoes of the podcast, uh, we are at number 60, which is kind of a milestone.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about it. Uh,
Yes.
I a year ago I couldn't imagine hitting 60, and here we are. And so we're still doing the thing. We're not going anywhere anytime soon, anyway. So, uh, with that said, make sure you give us some support. One of the best ways on the podcast side is if you're hearing this for the first time, hit that subscribe button, maybe even a like button. Uh, Also, tell a friend, share with a friend, whatever it takes. Help us grow, help us keep doing this thing, help us keep having fun. And we really appreciate the support. And to the people that support us already, we really appreciate you guys. With that said, I'll hand it off to Joe. Joe, what do you got for us tonight, bud?
I was just gonna bring up that it's Utah's antlerless draw or application. That's the word I'm looking for. Applicated application time. And so I think it goes till for a couple more days. But anyways, so I just put in for a doe tag, antlerless deer, and then antlerless moose. Uh, I've over hunting this last year, seen more does than I've seen bucks. So I feel like if I can get a tag, maybe I can get something. And I think there was I don't really remember if there was an option for the deer. I think there was an option for archery, but I just did the rifle. I hope, anyways. I was just looking. For me, it was like a chance to hunt with the rifle. I kind of miss hunting with the rifle. Um, so kind of hope I do draw because I'd like to have that opportunity this year. And and then for the moose, I kind of hope I draw. I saw there was that one day. I think I don't know if you remember, but I saw like it was like 10 moose one one day. So
I do, I do remember that story.
and then I think like there was like 4 or 5 cows and 5 bulls. So I'm kind of hoping I draw out because I feel like I maybe have found a honey hole or have a couple different spots that I could um, hunt moose in to be able to fill that tag, at least for I put in for my antlerless, or sorry, for my bull tag, but I think it's a little easier to get the antlerless tag than it is. And that's one thing. I don't know. Well, I know you have an antlerless tag, but it's kind of interesting because you talk to some people and they're against a doe tag. Because that's a doe is what repopulates. One buck can get 10 does pregnant, and then there's 10 offspring. But like if you kill a doe, you kind of kill out that whole offspring of that deer. So some people kind of have a bad taste in their mouth about an antlerless hunt. But I get that, and it's a valid concern. We already kind of at least in Utah, the population is isn't as strong as it has been. But I think the units that some of these are in are kind of more around areas with the higher population. I don't know that for a fact. That's just kind of what I tell myself because otherwise they wouldn't be having an antlerless hunt. But
Yeah, I feel the same way actually. I mean, it's a little weird to me, but I mean, I'm still gonna do it, and I figure I figure if they're allowing an antlerless hunt, it's probably because of population management, which is fine with me. You know, mix. I mean, uh, they study it. They have it all figured out. Um, I think there's a little bit of weirdness to it or whatever, because I felt the same way. Like, I don't know if I said it last podcast, but my wife was like, "You drew for an antlerless," and she's like, "Do you feel a little weird?" I was like, "Yeah, a little bit, but I'm still gonna go after it," just because I mean, I mean, I feel like I'm doing my part, and everybody always has something to complain about. I mean, if you get a deer with horns or antlers, rather, if you get a deer with antlers, then you're a trophy hunter, but then you're a bad person if you get a doe. So what do you do?
Right. Well, and like
just
that's
gotta
kind
go
of
out there and
and do it. And I guess kind of along the lines,
yeah.
talking to my wife about it, and I said, well, at the end of the day, someone's getting that doe tag. If I don't put in for it, it's not like there's not going to be a hunt for it. So at the same time, I'd like to fill my freezer with, venison and elk or moose or whatever. So, the more tags I have, hopefully that's the more uh, able, or the more apt I will be able to fill my freezer with some fresh meat, so
Yep.
so there's that side of it that I kind of was telling myself too. And kind of, like I said, it kind of pushed me over. Is like, well, if me not putting in for it does not stop the hunt, someone's going to end up with that antlerless permit anyway. So if I have a chance at it, why not?
Yeah, and that's a good way to look at it. That's a really good way to look at it, and I feel kind of the same way. I mean, I think we both established like it's not necessarily the most favorite thing that we want to do. We'd rather go after a mature buck or a mature bull, but uh, at the same time, you just uh, the power at B, Fish and Game, uh, CPW. What's Utah again?
Uh,
Is it Fish and
shoot.
Game or
Yeah, well, yeah, fishing game. I can't remember like the whole acronym for it, but fishing game.
yeah? I guess we're technically Colorado Parks and Wildlife, which I thought was funny that they changed to parks, but whatever floats their boat.
I
Um,
DWR. I can't remember what it all stands for.
Department
Sorry.
of Wildlife Resources.
I think so. Yeah, you got it, dude. Awesome.
Anyway, yeah. So, uh, yeah. I mean, they're the ones that manage it to the point of how they're going to hand the tags out. And like you said, I mean, if I didn't draw for it, somebody else would have, and more than likely got their dough, and I would have missed out. So, um, I've killed more doe in my life, or hunted for more doe in my life than I have bucks. And as I mature as a hunter, I want to go after the bucks and stuff. But as a young guy, and kind of the way I talked about this at some point with somebody else, but kind of the way it was in Idaho, or the way I always managed it, was beginning of the season. Our seasons were about a month and a half long, or whatever they were, give or
Yeah.
take a few days. And toward the beginning of halfway through the season, you're after the big bucks, and then whenever you start striking out, you're like, I'll take a doe just so I get my meat this year. So I've had my share of does in the past, so it's not like it's something that I'm not accustomed to. But
Right.
at the same time, I mean, yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm excited to do it. Um, hopefully I find success. That'd be one. I'll know that I'm cursed if I go out and all I see is big old trophy bucks and I don't see one doe. I'll know that I'm cursed.
How funny would that be, huh?
Oh man, it'd be so irritating. Probably get a lot of pictures for the gram, but Yeah, I don't know. That'd be pretty irritating if that happened, but I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident I'll get something. What's been kind of funny though is ever since I've known that I've drawn for a doe, uh, the area that I drew for is the area that I work. So I'm like, well, start kind of scouting around, checking these does out, and I haven't seen
Yeah.
one. I haven't seen one doe since I drew for it. So I'm like, I don't know, this ain't a good start, but I'm like, November is quite a ways away, so it'll probably work out in the end.
Right. And
But it's just kind of comical that I haven't seen one doe ever since I drew for a doe tag.
but you've seen deer up in that area, right? Like it's not like
Oh,
you have.
in the past, I've seen doe all over the place. I've seen bucks all over the place. Today, I didn't get a picture. I was going to, but um, I didn't want to just. I basically just didn't want to disturb them. But there was a cow elk off by itself, but it had a fawn with it, and the fawn was trying to eat off the mama, and I kind of like driving by because I was just on the back road or whatever, and driving by, I disturbed it anyway. I mean, they kind of like moved out of, they're like, I don't want no part of this. But I was like, I was trying to get a picture, but I also didn't want to disturb them, because I'm like, that little fawn or I don't know, I guess
Calf.
fawn calf, yeah, that little calf is just trying to eat from mom, and mom's freaking out. So I was like, I don't want to disturb them too much. So I just kind
Right.
of drove on past, and I missed my picture opportunity, but I thought it was the better move.
Sorry, my dog saying hi.
Trying to make another appearance. He got
Yeah.
one. He got one little inch of fame last weekend, and now he thinks he has to do it every podcast.
Right. He's probably more interesting than we are.
Yeah, right. That's funny though, because we've been on here a little while talking back and forth, going over business moves and stuff, and hasn't made one sound. And now all of a sudden, start the podcast, and he's like, "Oh, I want to bark now."
I think there must be something outside, but
Ah, gotcha. Maybe it's one of those does.
it could
That
be. No. Oh, but yeah, so that's that's gonna be fun. Hopefully I get to draw out and be like you.
yeah, yeah. Well, hopefully I get some success to hang my hat on for this year too. I mean, hopefully I get it with elk also, but I'm like, I feel kind of bad saying this, but I'm a little overconfident that I'll probably get me a doe. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
um I probably shouldn't be that confident, but I'm a little confident that I'll probably get the doe. We'll see what happens. So I mean, November's a long ways away, so
true.
we'll see what happens. But um the elk is still in question, but I feel like I could get the doe. But well, I mean, you got any more on that?
No, that's I think that's about it. I not that, yeah, just that put in for it, looking forward to see what happens. Hopefully something does.
Yeah, it'd be nice if you draw out. It'd be nice if we both had drew out this year
True.
and filled our tags. Actually, that'd be the bigger hurdle that would be nice.
Yeah.
But um, well, with that said, about all I got was man, I've been really just kind of working with my bow, and I went and got some more arrows. I went through, or I've broken. Well, no, I lost one and broke one of my other arrows. So I was like, I'd like to get a few more, in the
Yeah.
arsenal. So I went and got some more arrows and tested them out and checking them out and seeing what they're all about. They seem all right. I feel like with my other arrows, I was getting a little bit tighter of a grouping, but maybe with some practice or something that the newer arrows will tighten up. But yeah, just still doing that. And I'm just excited. It's kind of neat being able to, I mean, it's not far. It's about 15 yards or so, shooting in my backyard here, but just getting that practice and getting the repeatable
Right.
movements down, because it does change. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out my shot. I mean, I've been practicing quite a bit, but I'm still trying to, make little tweaks and trying to be as smooth as I can be with my shot. So it's been fun though. I'm really enjoying it, and uh, I've said it before, but almost every time I shoot my bow, I'm like, why in the world did I not get into this sooner? It makes zero sense to me now. Really wish I would have done it way back in the day, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, the fact of having to try to get within so many yards of an elk during archery season, that seems a little intimidating, since rifle season I fail to even see one sometimes, but we'll see what I can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's good. Yeah, it is a different, I'm still working on it myself, but as people who listen to the podcast know, but it's different, like it's fun. Definitely different mentality, different mental hurdles to get over. That's why I think I'm still working. We've talked about that before too, but still trying to get over that side of it. Some things, I think some habits die hard, and there's some bad habits that I don't realize I have. But
yeah, yeah, I could see that. I'm sure I'm sure I have so many bad habits whenever I'm shooting bow that, somebody that actually knows what they're doing would probably judge me like crazy, but it's still fun getting out there. It's still fun doing the thing.
yeah, yeah, that's the one
So
thing. That's kind of, I mean, it's an activity too. That's fairly easy to do, and it doesn't require. Well, it requires a setup, but once you get the setup, you're kind of set up. You don't have to keep adding to it.
couldn't couldn't have said it better myself, Joe.
Why, thank you. I try to go deep sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, true philosopher over here.
Yeah, that's what when I'm out hunting, that's what I'm really doing. I'm really trying to philosophize, me, yeah. But uh,
Oh, yeah, definitely one of those kind of nights.
true. But yeah, go. I don't know. Yeah, man. I thought I'd be a little bit more talkative tonight once we got going on some of our subjects here, but I'm kind of um don't really have any other directions to really go.
Yeah, well, I'll finish it up because I'm just kind of excited about it. This summer, I don't know when we're gonna start, but we're planning on going doing a little bit of fishing, me and the whole family. And I got my wife this weekend. Whenever I got the arrows, I went ahead and picked her up a or a quantum bill dance uh, bait caster, uh, fishing pole and reel, and it was fun. We kind of practiced out there in the yard. We just had the little weight hanging off the end of the line and throwing that out there and seeing what it could do. And it's definitely a learning curve. Those bait casters, you could definitely get the line all knotted up and stuff, but we were kind of getting it toward the end. But it was a lot of fun. I'm kind of excited to go out fishing with the family and
So,
kind of take a little bit of kind of decompress that way with the whole family.
which is fun to do. Like
Yeah.
going fishing. You just hope you can either drown a worm or work a spinner or something. So like either keep yourself busy or relax, and you're doing something.
Yep.
And I was gonna say along those lines of the bait caster, when I was a kid, me and my brother bought one or got one somewhere on a deal, and we had no clue what a bait caster was. So he hooks it up and like to his fishing pole, and we just go out and like out in the front yard and just cast it, and like the reel keeps spinning. We're like, what the heck, dude? This thing's broken. Like, no wonder why we got a deal on it.
Yeah, they're tricky. They're so smooth. And I mean, we had a few good casts where we were just in our front yard doing it. And I mean, we cast it all the way across the road. And that was just with us trying to learn how to do it. I was like, wow, man, these things really fly out there when you get a good cast in, they'll really fly out there. But you gotta be quick on that, putting your thumb on that reel so it doesn't overspin.
Yeah.
But
Made a lot of eagle's nests in the reel with that reel.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We had a couple good ones where we kind of had to re-spool the whole reel because we let it spool out too much. In
Oh,
order
wow.
to get it to like work again, we had to cut all the line off.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
wow, you guys. I'm sure we're gonna do that too. I'm sure there's still gonna be a learning curve. I got that what is it? The web line or whatever, or the
Braided.
it's not
Weave.
webbed. Braided line, yeah. Braided line. So which I don't think it really makes it, or it still will get a nice little nest in there, but it's supposed to help it a little bit, I guess.
Gotcha.
But I've never used braided line before, so I was just curious. I was like, yeah, I want to try that braided line, so I had him put it on.
I've never tried it either. You have to tell us how it goes.
Yeah, we'll do. We'll do. I'm sure I don't know when we'll go out, but I'm sure we'll go out in the next few weekends. Go try to catch some fish. And think about hunting.
That's coming up shortly. Just a couple more months and we'll be out doing it instead of talking it.
Oh man, it's gonna come faster than we realize. I think that's what's scary about it.
Yeah.
For you, it's almost exactly 2 months away.
Yeah.
For me, it's about 2.5 months. So
True.
it's gonna be fun.
Very fun.
Yes.
I don't know. Do you have anything else?
No, that was it. I just wanted to make a few more, or just I guess talk about my personal stuff or whatever. But I think that's it for tonight for me, man. You want to get us out of here?
Yeah. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. In fact, I don't want to say hopefully. I know you guys enjoyed our podcast tonight one way or another. Maybe you didn't enjoy it as much, or you enjoyed it a little too much, or you didn't enjoy it at all, but at least you enjoyed something about it.
Yeah.
Or another. But thanks for listening. And like Eric said earlier, tell a friend, tell a buddy, hit the like button, subscribe, and we appreciate it. Leave a comment. And then with that, thanks for listening. We'll catch you guys on the next week on episode 61.
Sounds good. Later, guys.